Katie, a good week for Pirate Volleyball. You had a good home win over Whitman on Wednesday. Then a very challenging, quick turnaround, having to go on the road all the way down to McMinnville, Oregon for a Friday match at Linfield, and played maybe some of your best volleyball of the season. Take us back from what you take out of the week and what we're going to build on from there.
Yeah, Wednesday at home after a hard weekend, played a good team, played Whitman, and I think our approach was just we wanted to kind of just mentally stay in the game, really working for that that high level of focus, of intensity, all of those intangibles. And I thought we did a good job of that against Whitman. We knew that our bodies were going to be tired, and so mentally really had to bring our very best game, kind of be just present and disciplined for every single point. And I thought we did a good job of executing. Really proud of our offense and our pin hitters responding. I know we offensively were in a little bit of a rut, especially on Saturday against PLU, and with that short turnaround, really not a lot of reps in practice, and so I feel like that shift for them really was mental, kind of just a reset of coming in and playing confidently, and they did that well. And then, yes, a very, very short practice on Thursday before we hit the road to go play Linfield. So once again, not a lot of time to break things down or rep things out. And so we did just kind of focus on playing with intensity. Our focus was on serving and passing, and only because we also knew that was Linfield's strength. They're really good servers, and we knew we had to do well in serve receive. And struggled a little bit at the beginning of the first set against a really tough server, but then kind of figured it out and offensively found a really good rhythm. Even when we weren't passing well, our hitters were able to swing aggressively and find opportunities to get kills. We blocked really, really well, which was always exciting, and that always impacts our defense. Yeah, and I would say, to your point, it was kind of one of our best consistent performances from start to finish. And so it was exciting to do that on the road after a long weekend, short turnaround, and traveling. So excited for this coming week.
I want to ask you about Lauren Penner, a young woman who joined the team basically as a walk-on, who now has earned a spot in the starting lineup. What does that say about someone being willing to work hard to find their place on a team?
Yeah, it's such a great story. A walk-on, she was already a student here at Whitworth, reached out to me. So she was able to make our roster at the beginning of her sophomore year, and kind of had to earn everything, from just even traveling, and then finally her senior year finding a spot on the court, and previous to this had not gotten any game experience. So just that message of showing up every day and giving it your best, regardless of the outcome, just being a good teammate and working extremely hard in practice, and then when you should get an opportunity, just taking advantage of the opportunity. And she's done that, and I'm just so proud of her. And I just think her her maturity as a senior, and the fact that she's been able to kind of push through that journey of not being rewarded with playing time and having to work extra hard, really just makes her pretty mentally tough, and I think she's admired by a lot of her teammates. And so just having her presence out there on the court and now her consistent play really makes a difference for her team.
Stealing a phrase from an old-time baseball manager, Casey Stengel, it gets late early. We're already on the second half of the conference schedule.
Yeah.
We're going to open the second half at Willamette and Lewis and Clark. What do we expect to see different from those two teams that we didn't see maybe the first time we played them?
Yeah. Willamette, I think, will just overall be much more consistent. They have a lot of talent. I don't think they showcase that well against us. I just think for them, this travel coming to Spokane often maybe causes them not to play their best, but that shifts, that changes when we are now on their home court. They are coming off of a really big win against UPS. They beat them at home on UPS's court. And so I think they just have a lot of confidence. They are getting better every single weekend. And they're going to be excited and motivated to compete hard and beat us. Now there's that fight, right, second round of who's going to make it to the conference tournament. And yeah, they're playing just with a lot of passion and intensity. And if we recall last year, we, had a little hiccup, losing to them on their home court. And they deserved that win. They played well, and I would expect them to do the same. And so really for us, it's just about understanding that, knowing that it's going to be a challenge, doing what we can this week in practice to continue to get better and just dig in and work really hard in practice so we can both show up kind of physically and mentally sound and ready to compete. And then Lewis and Clark, I think they're a young team, and they also had a really big win this weekend, beating Pacific on Pacific's home court in 5. And so similarly, they're just going to kind of take that confidence and playing on their home court. They really have nothing to lose except for we're just going to show up and, compete and get better. And so every single game is important. Round 2, here we are, and we just have to continue to work to be playing our best volleyball regardless of the outcome.